Hi everyone, I'm Liz and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 9. I have a lot of fun stuff to share with you guys this week. I have some FFOs, some finishes. My mom finished a piece that I'm excited to show you guys because it's beautiful. And then I want to talk to you about my sampler September plans towards the end of the video. And then I also have a giveaway as part of my sampler September kickoff. So let's get into it. And I'm going to start with the things I fully finished this week. So last week I had showed you that I had finished the Ye Olde Crow sampler by Heart and Hand. And this week I fully finished it. Yay. Oh, that looks good. I love this. I bought this wooden, what do they call these? Breadboards, or I'm forgetting the other word. I'm sure you're all saying it out loud at me. On Etsy from the Cottage Needle. And it was the perfect size to fit my Ye Olde Crow. So I just took a piece of mat board and covered it in batting, and then my stitch piece, and then I glued the whole thing onto the board, and then I attached, it's kind of hard to see because it's black, but I just attached some little pom-poms around the edge and added a little bit of this jute twine as a little bow. And then this is just going to sit in a little picture frame holder on my entry table. So I think this is so cool, and I'm so happy to have my first little piece of Halloween fall decor ready to go for my table. So that's Ye Olde Crow. Next up is a finish from last week as well, and it is my Halloween tree spooky from the Trilogy, and I'll put a copy of the pattern up on the screen because I put the pattern away already. But this is my little finish. How cute. It's always fun seeing them on camera because I'm looking at myself as I show this to you, so I feel like they look even better on camera than they do in person. Yeah, this is, it's kind of flopsy, so let me see if I can hold it right. My little spooky tree. And this I made into an adorable tiny little pillow with the same black pom-pom trim around the edges. And then I used this super cute Halloween plaid on the back. And then I tried a new method or a new product for the stuffing this week. I don't know why. I've been like kind of on a mission to try all kinds of different fillings for pillows. And so this one was new to me. It's a weighted polyfill pellet. And I like this a lot. I think I might keep using this. It's similar to the crushed walnut shells that I love, but it's less messy. It's a little easier cleanup and control, I think. Actually, I have the product. Let me show it to you. This is what I used. Polyfill weighted stuffing beads. I just got this on Amazon for maybe like $7 or $8. I don't remember. It's definitely not as cheap as the crushed walnut shells or as just regular polyfill, but I wanted to give it a shot. And I really like the hand feel. It's like trying to describe food with mouth feel. The hand feel of these kind of weighted pillow finishes rather than just the stuffing. So there's my little spooky tree. And I can't wait to put him in my little pillow bowl. So cute. Okay, the next thing I fully finished this week, well actually it was, well, did I start it last week? I think I started it last week, but I finished and fully finished it this week, and it was my Lizzie Kate Seasons Autumn. This one right here. I think it's my favorite pillow. And here it is, all finished up. I'll show you the stitching up close first. This is so fun. So I stitched this with the called for colors, but I did move some of them around. This wasn't called for in red. I think it was a brown, but I like the red better. And then I think I changed up the little pinwheel to make it a little more yellow and orange. And then I just added a piece of quilt fabric to the side of it to kind of make it more square, and added some little just non-measured, they are not measured out, but just some cute little X's over the top to kind of integrate the quilt fabric with the stitch piece. And then on the back, I just have some super cute little acorn fabric. I made a special trip to my local quilt shop this week to get some finishing fabrics. I don't have a lot of fall and Halloween quilting fabric in my stash, so I ran over there at lunch earlier this week to pick out a few fabrics so I could finish up my little pillows. So I got that plaid that I showed you a second ago, and these acorns, and this cool spotty or speckled kind of burnt orange fabric. So I'm super pleased with how these FFOs turned out this week, and I can't wait to start displaying them probably at the end of September. I know people are putting their fall stuff out now, but here in Texas, it was 101 here yesterday. We were in the pool barbecuing, so it's not really, you know, fall vibes yet, but soon. I just realized showing you all those FFOs, I didn't run through what they were stitched on or with. I think I talked about some of it, but you can always look in my description box below, and I put the things I'm working on the past week. I put their pattern name and fabric and floss colors, just because I might forget to say it in the video, or sometimes I say the name wrong. So I just copy and paste from my little spreadsheet into the description box. You can always find the fabric and floss that I'm using down there. So sorry if I don't say it in the video. Okay, so next this week, I continued my fall frenzy, and I finished that autumn pillow that I just showed you. And then I also managed to finish my All Hallows Eve, A Wicked Plant by Barbara Anna. Here is the pattern. And as a reminder, I did change up all the colors on mine. I got inspired by Cindy C Stitches on Instagram, and loved that she had added in some orange to her piece to make it a little bit more colorful and bright. So I did the same thing, and then I ended up changing the berry color to some kind of pinks and deep oranges to brighten up the piece even a little bit more. So here is my finish. It. I'm so excited about this one. I think it's so cool. Barbara Anna does such cool patterns. Just love all the little tiny animals hidden into that flowery urn. And I actually am probably a crazy person because I enjoy backstitching. I just feel like it really brings out details. And so the little mouse with his tail and the spider webs, it's all so cool. So yeah, so this one was stitched on 40 count vintage maple syrup, which I think I keep saying wrong. It's vintage maple syrup by Lakeside Linens, and all that information will be down below. And then I picked my own colors. The black, the Raven black, is the only called for that I used. Oh, I'm so excited. So this one, it's not huge, but it's a good size piece. I think it's 5.5 by 11 or 5.5 by 9 inches. And so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, because it is seasonal. It's not something I'm going to leave up year round, but I did go ahead and decide to frame it. And I have a custom sized frame on order. So as soon as I get that in, I don't know, I think anything kind of custom cut, and a lot of like frame companies I've noticed are working on PPE equipment for hospitals and things. And so, you know, frame production is kind of lower down their list. So when I've been ordering frames during COVID, it's taking a couple of months. So I'm hoping I'll get this before Halloween to get this put up on my wall. I think my estimate right now is about 4 weeks, so that'd be great. I can get this done by the end of September. But yeah, I'll keep you posted when I'm able to get this one framed and fully finished. Oh, I just love it. Okay, believe it or not, that is not the end of finishes. I have one more to show you. And it was one that was stitched by my mom. She's been really getting back into the cross stitching these past, I don't know, month or so, and I love it. So she borrowed this drawn thread pattern from me called Deck the Halls. So cool. I haven't even stitched it yet. I really want to, especially now seeing her finished piece. Here it is. Oh, I need to hold it back. Well, oh gosh, this fabric color isn't going to really show, is it, on this? It's really a little bit of a brighter green, a brighter kind of limey green. I'll just go up close. Look how cute. Oh, so fun. So she stitched this with DMC, and I don't think there was a called for conversion on the pattern, so she just picked color she had and she liked. And then she did do the over one stitching instead of the back stitching. So like all of those branches in the bird's feet are all over one. Mom, you're a champion for stitching over one. She stitched this on 28 count Monaco that I dyed with Rit dye to be kind of a limey green. Again, why is this color not showing? It's okay. It still looks pretty, but it is a brighter green in person. And it looks so cool. So I think I'm going to finish this into a flat fold stand up so she can put it, you know, like on the piano or the mantle or something as part of her Christmas decorations. It's a little bit too big to be an ornament. It's kind of 5 by 5. So that might be an overpowering ornament on the tree. So I'm going to finish it into just a little flat fold for her, but it's beautiful. I love it. And now I really want to stitch this for myself. So good job, Mom. Feeling very sassy today with this ponytail. Okay, so let's talk about what else I worked on this week, which isn't much because I finished 2 things this week. So the last project that I had assigned myself for #FallFrenzy was my Christmas stocking that I'm working on for Rob. And I did make some good progress this week. I shared it on Instagram yesterday, I think. So let me show you where that's at. Okay, here we go. Ooh, gotta hold it back now. So this is Kooler Design Studio Heirloom stocking, and it is the holiday study. So I'll give you some close-ups. I just put a lot more detail into Santa Claus here, who's sitting in a little chair in front of the bookshelf, and some more details. I backstitched a lot of this desk and put in some more details around the goose that's laying here on the floor. So yeah, still loving stitching on this. Still can't wait to have it done so I can fully finish it into a stocking. Thank you for all the recommendations on stocking finishing videos, by the way. I've gotten a lot of good ideas. Still need to figure out exactly what I want to do. I have seen the quilted stocking method, and that looks really cool, but I think I kind of want to use like a velvet or velveteen on the back. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about sewing with that kind of fabric because I just normally sew with quilting fabric. So I might go, you know, with the quilted backing, but I might try my hand at some sort of velvety plush, or even somebody recommended corduroy. That's a good idea too. I need to think about it, but I'm getting closer and closer. You can see here starting to kick out for the toe. So really I think it only comes down to about here. So I'm getting very close. I think I probably have about, you know, I think about 75% of the way. That's my guess. So I'm just going to keep plugging away on this every week and I'm going to get it done. Okay, so obviously I finished 2 Fall Frenzy projects this week and worked very hard on my stocking. So I had to reward myself with some of my other projects. And one of those was a brand new start. And I think I showed this pattern maybe a couple of weeks ago. So let me show you my new start. I'm working actually from the PDF copy, so I don't have the pattern to hold up, but I'll put the picture up on screen for you. This is Barbara Anna's mystery Christmas sampler called Santa's Trips, and it is so cute. I was totally inspired by Emily C. at Eclectic Possessions. And I just have the tiniest little start. Let me show you what I've started. Oh, it's so little and so cute. So this is stitched on Vintage Maple Syrup by Lakeside Linens, 40 count. This is a leftover piece from my Wicked plant, and I won't even need to use, you know, I have a big piece left over. This piece I think is going to end up being like 9 by 9, so I'll still have, you know, an ornament or two size chunk of this left over. So this one, it calls for all DMC, and they're lovely, but I decided to complicate it, and I really wanted to stitch with NPI silks because I love them. So I did kind of my own DMC to NPI conversion, just the dangerous way by looking around online. I actually found that Hobby House Needleworks has really good NPI images. They show the kind of thread card and how the colors look in relation to each other, which is really helpful for online color shopping. So that's how they have the NPI section set up, and it was really helpful to go through those with the DMC in my hand to kind of figure out what colors to pick out of NPI. And I didn't get a perfect match because there's not a direct one-to-one DMC to NPI. And I did reference online charts that people have done recommending colors, and I started with those and then kind of looked around to see what I liked. I will say 501 DMC is what is called for this bright green branch, and there is not a good substitute. So I'm using NPI 436, which I love. It's just a slightly different shade. The DMC is a little more teal, but like a softer teal, and this is a pretty bright kind of peacocky emerald green, but I think it's super pretty. So I'm really happy with the conversion I did. It's just not the exact colors of the original piece, but it's so much fun. I love stitching with one strand of silk over on 40 count fabric. It's just like so plush and luscious and soft, and just like, it just feels like luxurious to stitch with it. And this little piece is so small. There's going to be 9 of these squares. Well, I showed y'all the picture. You know what it looks like. And this is actually block 3 because I start on the right side of my project. So that's what I have so far. And this is going to be a little snow globe with some houses. Oh, I love it. I had a lot of fun starting this one. So I just got a wee little start, but I'll be working on this one more soon. The last thing that I worked on this week was my Blackberry Rabbit the Visitor. Haven't worked on this one in a couple of weeks, and I'm getting, I'm probably like 60% done with it. So I want to keep putting in work on this one so I can get this one finished up because I love it. And here is where I'm at. I completely finished up that bee scap or beehive today and started working on that flower in the top left. Which way is up? The top left. And then just started putting in the first kind of few tail feathers of the bird over there. I just love this. This is turning out so cool. So I really want to focus on this piece and get it done. I feel like this is kind of a year round, even though it's very springy, summery, and it's been fun to work on in the summer. I think this is one that I'll frame in some way and put up in my house all the time because I just love it. So pretty. I am stitching this on 40 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics, which is a lovely, lovely fabric. I love Seraphim fabrics. And I am using all of the called for overdyed and DMCs for this. I did not want to mess with any of those color shading and variations. So all the called for, 1 strand over 2. Okay, so that's everything I worked on this week, and now I want to talk to you about my sampler September plans and a giveaway that I have to kind of kick that off. So thank you all for recommending Senorita Stitches on Instagram, and she actually has one video up talking about September sampler soiree, something she created a couple of years ago. And so kind of the premise of September Sampler Soiree was a chance to work on your reproduction samplers. And then in her video this year, she talked about how if you're joining in, she would love if you're stitching reproduction to use hashtag September Sampler Soiree, or if you're stitching just kind of an original sampler to use hashtag Sampler September. So I don't have any reproduction samplers that I'm currently working on, so I'm going to be using hashtag Sampler September for my stitching. And I've kind of come up with a plan for myself for September because I really love stitching on samplers, and I want to spend the month focusing on all of the sampler whips I have and starting a few more. So I think what I've decided my plan is I am going to start one new sampler a week, and I'm going to focus on one of my whips per week. So I'll have kind of two projects, like main projects for the week, and of course I'll probably fit in some little smalls and, you know, some work on some other stuff when I want to jump around, because I normally work on more than 2 things per week because I just like to move around. But my goal, or my kind of focus, is going to be on samplers. So I'm going to start a new sampler, and I'm going to work on one of my whips for the week. And so each week I'll show you what I'm going to be working on that upcoming week and starting. And then obviously, like next week, I'll have progress to show you from this upcoming week. So this week, let's talk about, I'll start with the whip. So I have a lot of sampler whips that I've showed you guys in past videos. And the first one that I'm going to focus on for the first week of Sampler September, I wasn't prepared. Let me get it out of the bag. So the first one I'm going to work on for Sampler September, my first whip, is going to be Oh Joyous Day by Blackberry Design. I have been itching to get back to this one. I started it a few weeks ago and hadn't really had time to work on it, so that is going to be this week's whip. And here is where I left off. I haven't worked on this in a few weeks. I just have the 3 flowers done, the 3 first flowers across the top row. Oops, I guess I'm leaving a little bit of it off there. There you go. I'm stitching this on the called for 36 count Legacy with all the called for flosses. I just love those beautiful colors. So everything is called for on this one. And I'm really excited to work on this week. I'm actually off on vacation this whole week, so I'm gonna have a lot of stitching time. We're gonna go take a little 2-day trip in the middle of next week, and I think I'm gonna get to visit 2 cross stitch stores in person. That's the plan. So I'll have a really good stitchy week, I think, this next week. Okay, so next up is the sampler that I'm going to start for Sampler September, starting on September 1st. So on Tuesday, I'm going to have my first new start. And I'm actually doing this with Celeste Creates. I'll link her below. You should go check out her Flosstube videos if you haven't already. She's a fellow Texas stitcher, and we stitch a lot of the same projects and have got to talking on Instagram. She's so sweet. And so we decided that we wanted to stitch something together to kick off, you know, Sampler September and our love of samplers, especially for me, Blackbird design samplers. This is just really going to be a Blackbird week for me. And this is a sampler I've been talking about for a few weeks, so you're not going to be surprised. We are going to start Christmas Garden. Oh, so cool. This is so pretty. Yeah, we're both very excited to start this one. We were texting back and forth, picking floss colors. Thank you to everyone who emailed me or left comments about your floss conversions. They're all spectacular. I can't believe how many people have finished this project. I cannot wait to be one of you. I love this sampler. I love all samplers. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth. Stop. Well, why am I going to say stop starting all the samplers? I'm going to start 4 of them this month. No, it's fine. It's fine. What does it matter? So I did pick some colors. Let me show you that. I got my fabric and my floss all ready to go. I'm using some of the called for. Well, let me just show you. So I'm going to stitch on 36 count sand by Picture This Plus. I did get the called for sheep straw in a 35 count, not 30. And I didn't love that fabric. I don't know. It's not a color I've ever stitched before. I really love R&R fabrics, but the sheep straw wasn't my favorite. So I really love the way my colors look on this 36 count sand that I had in my stash. So that is what I'm gonna go with. And then let me show you my floss colors. So as a reminder, this project only takes 4 colors. And the colors I'm going to use are Ruby Slipper and Heirloom Gold. Heirloom Gold is called for. And then, let's see, what is this one? Oh, Bee's Knees by Weeks. Bee's Knees. And then Endive, which is also called for. So I switched out my red and my gold. I've used Fool's Gold before, and it's just too mottled for me, or too variegated. It switches from like almost like a cool silver to a medium tonish gold, and I don't know. When I've stitched with it before, I get real fussy in particular about where the color changes and a whole motif being in kind of one color from the strand. And I know you're not really supposed to do that, but I just know it would kind of stress me out stitching with that color. So I decided I don't need it. I'm just gonna do Bee's Knees, which is very similar in tone to the kind of medium warm gold color of Fool's Gold. So I think it'll give the same effect. It's just gonna be all one color basically. I mean, there's some variation in this. It's just more subtle. And then same thing on Ruby Slipper. I had a skein of Calico Kitty. Actually, let me show you. Okay, I have no idea where I put that Calico Kitty. Anyways, so Ruby Slipper is here, and the light is making it very bright and shiny. And there is definitely variation. You can see the light spots down through here. So, and it's a similar tone. It's slightly deeper, like a shade deeper, I think, than Calico Kitty at its darkest point. But it has variation in it, and it's a very similar red, just a little deeper. So I think I'm going to be really excited with this combination of red and green with the golds. Yeah. So I'm very, very excited to start this one. I'm going to start it on Tuesday, which is actually when we're going to be out of town. So I'll start it in the hotel. And oh my gosh, it's going to be the first time staying in a hotel since I traveled for work March 6th. Like right as this was all happening. I remember getting home and reading in the news that, you know, San Jose TSA agents had tested, I had just come from San Jose, had tested positive for COVID, and being like, oh God, you know, like, oh, we're all like, what's happening? And then, you know, everything shut down, and I haven't gone anywhere since. But we're taking a little day trip, overnight trip, and I'm going to stay in a hotel. I think it'll be fine. We'll have our masks. Everything will be clean. So anyways, but I'll start this probably Tuesday night in our hotel after we get done shopping and hanging out with a friend, maybe having some dinner outside with our masks on. I don't know. Let's get crazy. So yeah, so this will be my new start for Sampler September. So Celeste and I are going to start this together on Tuesday. We're going to use the hashtag September Christmas Garden. I'll put it up on the screen and it'll be down in the description box. So if anybody is working on Christmas garden and wants to stitch along with us and share some photos on Instagram using that hashtag, I know there's a lot of people working on Christmas garden, so if you want to join us and see everyone's progress, let's use September Christmas garden as the hashtag. And I have a little giveaway, so one of you who maybe isn't working on Christmas garden can join in and stitch it with us. So I bought an extra copy of the Home for the Holidays book. So this is going to be the giveaway this week. This has such cool charts. It has this big cool red bird. It has all the little stockings and this cool pillow. So this is a great book. So if you'd like to win a copy of Home for the Holidays and stitch Christmas garden along with myself and Celeste, please just use the word holidays anywhere in your comment. That's what I'll use to search to know that you wanted to enter in the giveaway. So just use the word holidays and just tell me, are you more of a Christmas or a Halloween? I feel like it's gonna be like 90% Christmas, right? I'm a Christmas stitcher. I have definitely the bulk of my finished items are Christmas, and I kind of can't wait till early November, because when I pull out my big Christmas bucket of stitching to start getting the house ready, I'm gonna have a lot to show you. So I'm gonna answer for myself. I'm a Christmas person, but what do you have more of? Do you have more Christmas stitch pieces or Halloween? So let me know in the comments and use the word holidays in your comment anywhere. You can just say holidays and then write your comment, and then I'll know you want to be entered into the giveaway. And then if you stitch along with us, use hashtag September Christmas Garden to stitch along with me and Celeste. So yay, that's the giveaway. And I did have a few other things that came along with that chart, and let me show you what I got this week. Oh, actually, the first thing I want to show you, I got my first little piece of happy mail. I got a little thank you card from Tina, who won a Joyous Day a few weeks ago. She got the chart in the mail, and she had asked me if I wanted a Prairie Schooler Santa chart she had, and I was like, yes, please. I've never stitched a Prairie Schooler Santa. I stitched several Prairie Schooler items, and I have several on my list of stuff I want to stitch, but I haven't stitched a Santa, and I love these. I need to stitch one of these for my tree this year. So she sent me the Prairie Schooler Santa's Revisited 2, 84, 89, and 91. They're so cool. I really like this little guy holding the apples with his cool kind of printed, well, these are kind of weird. I don't want to take that out, but see if I can get it without the glare. Yeah, his cool little printed coat and his basket of apples. I think that's the first one I want to stitch. Oh, and he has a pineapple by his feet. Oh, so cute. Yeah, I'm going to be stitching that one. And then she also sent me a super cute little pocket journal. Said gratitude changes everything. That's so sweet. Thank you so much, Tina. I really appreciate it. You did not have to send me anything, but I'm going to stitch that Santa. Thank you. And enjoy a Joyous Day. If you start stitching it, send me pictures. I want to see. Okay, so then I just got an order. No, I had two orders. I got an order from 123 Stitch, you know, my weekly shopping cart at 123 Stitch. So I got a piece of 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen. I want to try some more fabric dyeing with linen. Thank you for people who left some tips in my comments last week when I talked about my fabric dyeing adventures with linen. I learned some good things. I'm going to go find some more videos to watch on dyeing linen, and I'm going to try again with some antique white. I think I just got a fat 8th, so we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know, I'm sure. Then I got these patterns that I've loved for a long time and never bought, and I don't know when I'm going to stitch these. They're not on my immediate radar, but I just wanted to buy them before before they, I don't know, went out of print or something. But these are the Silver Creek Samplers Sing a Sampler series. It's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do charts. Let's see if I can kind of fan them out. Each chart has 2. So Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I love these. I think they're so cool. So at some point I'll stitch them. And then I did get just a few of the colors that were called for. I think I might change. I don't know. I've seen some really cool finished ones on Instagram. I'll put a picture up here. I think it's Jan Hicks from Jan Hicks Creates, who did a really cool rainbow one that I love. I don't know if I want to do rainbow. I love it, but I do think I will change the colors. They're pretty muted, and I think I want something a little brighter. I don't know. We'll see. But I did get a few of the called for flosses with it just to play around. Yeah, so that's the Sing a Sampler series. And that's what I got from 123 Stitch. And then I had one more order from Anita's Little Stitches, who has quickly become my go-to for floss because she has a lot of floss. So if you're missing a color, go check her out. She does have a minimum quantity to order, but she has super quick shipping, and she has a lot of stuff in stock. So I got a thread pack. I got a thread pack for All Joys for Thine, which is a Blackbird chart that I got last week and may or may not show up later in Sampler September as a start. I have about 6, I'm gonna be honest, I have about 6 things kitted up or partially kitted, and I haven't fully made up my mind on all my Sampler September starts. So I'll show you each week what I plan on starting, but I don't know, you might see this one show up later. So these are all of the threads for All Joys for Thine, which of course are beautiful and lovely. And it makes me want to start it right now, but we'll see. Later in the month, maybe. And the other things I got from her was just a new pack of Bowen size 28, which I love. And I actually also really love the Pat Carson size 28s. These are a little bit cheaper and I feel like pretty much the same thing. So I got some Bowen size 28s, and then I got some more thread drops because I use these on DMC and silks that don't have their own cards, and I was running out. So got some more thread drops, and I think that's all. Is that all? That's all. It was pretty good. I had a lot of stuff to show you guys this week. So I'm very excited to start Sampler September next week. And I can't wait to start Christmas Garden. I'll be sharing with that. I'll share progress throughout the week, probably on my Instagram page. So if you're not following me, you can look in the description box, and it's just Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch on Instagram. And if you like this video, please, think about subscribing if you're not already. I think I might be getting close to 2,500 subscribers, which is wild to me. Absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it when my first video got more than 100 views, and now they're getting like 4,000. I have to not stop and think about how many people are watching these because I get really nervous. I already think about how many times I say, I don't need to be thinking about how many people are watching me talk about my cross stitching alone in my cross stitch room, or my quilt room. That's okay. It's fun. I love doing this. So thank you guys all so much for watching my videos and leaving lovely comments. And I don't know, just I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'm going to have a very stitchy week being off from work. Nothing holding me back from just stitching all day. So I can't wait. And I'll be back with you next Sunday in my next video.